Western civilization. Yeah, that's the topic. And my name is Oscar Gill. And is it going to be a thumbs up or a thumbs down on Western civilization? Should it be taught? Yes, or should it not be taught? Well, I absolutely think it should be taught because the rights, the liberties, the freedoms, all the contribution of Western civilization is just incredible. The readings that we had this week were just awesome. Um, so let me go ahead and put a little slide together here. I put a little slide together so I can present this. All right, so yeah, here we go. And let me move on over here. So, okay, so Queen Anthony Apa, who wrote in The Guardian, he said values aren't a birthright. You need to keep caring about them. And us people in the West, sadly, I think we take our liberties for granted. We take what the freedoms we've gotten through the Western civilization for granted. He furthermore said, living in the West, however you define it, being Western provides no guarantee that you will care about Western civilization. The values European humanists like to expose belong just as easily to an African or an Asian who take them up with enthusiasm as to European. But that very logic, of course, do not belong to European who has not taken the trouble to understand or absorb them. The same, of course, is true in the other direction. We in the West have a better understanding of the freedoms and liberties we have in the Western civilization than the Asians or Africans. In that we actually have a foundation from that. So let me clear up some more pictures here. So of course. Now, some people say that Western civilization is racist and sexist, and some people argue that the dignity of humans, regardless of birth, is something that needs to be looked at. Um, you know, um, in that Western civilization, um, we actually take as Bradley Burtser says in American Conservative, we have a universal concept of dignity of human persons, people, regardless of his or her accidents of birth. So, I mean, we actually care about life. That's something that's predominantly, it should be all human, not just Western. Um, and although, yes, despite many of the shortcomings, let me put some more pictures on here. The Western dominance is providential. No better champion of justice, fairness, liberty, truth. What do you call it? And human flourishing exists than the complex and poorly known entity we call Western civilization. Yeah, it has lots of bumps, and we've had some horrendous, nightmarish times. Um, but yet, um, it still has done a lot of good, a lot more good than bad. Um, and furthermore, Robert Royal says that civilization is not something we simply inherit or ever finally possess. Each generation, individually and collectively, needs to make a um, count, excuse me, effort to appropriate anew because of civilization is not passed along to us at birth. A civilization is an elaborate structure of ideas, institutions slowly built up over time by intelligence and effort and um, countless individuals working alone and together. And if we fail to understand and live out the complexity which tries to answer the complexity of human life itself, we can easily fall back to a less human existence. It happened often in time. Yeah, and it can happen. I mean, think about it. For example, this picture. We had the Twin Towers and it was taken down. We need to rise up, continue going forward. Altogether, I'm a first generation American. I believe in the values of the Western civilization that has brought a lot of good to me, to my family, and the values from which we hold are just precious. And I think it's very important that we pass on um, the seeds of um, of this liberty and freedom and truth and rights that Western civilization has, and pass it on to a new generation. And that is our responsibility. And we need to breathe life into this. Anyway, appreciate your time, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you.